Thank you, Dave. And just so I'm going to go off script for a second again, just have to give a shout out to the Ohio section. Congratulations. The Cavaliers win last night for those of you who Thank you. As I was reviewing the agenda for the general session today, I was struck with how it reflects the number of issues I've seen, heard, and experienced in the last year's president. First of all, it's hard to believe that it's our 135th anniversary, and as you well know, AWWA has a very proud history. The first conference was just a few hundred miles southwest of here in St. Louis, as our water leaders at the time fought serious water quality issues. Of course, at that time, waterborne disease was a common cause of premature death in North America. Fortunately, we're well beyond those early battles, and that's due to the second theme we've celebrated today, the strength of our volunteer leadership. The early successes were achieved by the giants, Woolman and Leo, who had their namesake awards today, Fuller, who we celebrate on Wednesday, but also the unnamed thousands of others. And that tradition has carried through into our second century through the dedicated leaders we honor here this morning, and also those of you out there who stood earlier. Thank you. The third major theme I see is our current and future challenges. They're different than what we addressed in the past, but just as real and just as challenging. Dave LaFrance referred to a number of these complicated issues. And our keynote speaker, Jim Cantori, reminds us of the challenges we face due to the unpredictability of our weather, the climate, and the impact on our water sources. We and our predecessors have done a great job of getting us to where we are today. We do have the best and most reliable water system in the world here in North America. Generations of children have grown up without worrying about typhoid or cholera. We addressed newfound diseases like Giardia and Cryptosporidium and found solutions. We found effective ways of reducing carcinogens like disinfection byproducts in our water. And for the vast majority of North America, water is available at the tap 24 hours a day, every day. But we're not done, as David alluded to. Despite all our successes, we find that water quality issues constantly resurface, whether they be old enemies like lead or new ones like perfluorinated compounds. We face a well-documented mountain of renewal and replacement needs in the near future. And unfortunately, because bad news always travels farther and faster than good news, we have an issue with public perception. Our consumers no longer blindly accept our assurances of safety. To solve these problems, we need solid and at times imaginative engineering solutions. But engineering alone will not be enough. We'll need new and innovative sources of funding, but funding alone will not be enough. We'll need astute and experienced management, but again, that alone will not be enough. As David alluded to, I don't have a t-shirt, but we will need more and better trained operators. But, well, you get the training. The challenges we face will require skills that to many of us, myself included, do not come easy. We'll need to communicate effectively and transparently to convince the public that in fact the water is safe to drink. We'll need the insight to properly balance our finances and rate structures so that we complete the necessary improvements, but do not make water service unaffordable to our low-income consumers. We'll need empathy to understand the needs of each one of our customers, no matter what their background or status. Assurances that everything is okay is not good enough when even one of our customers has legitimate concerns or unmet needs. Historically, these skills have not been universal in our profession. They're not taught in engineering, science, or business curriculum. Changing our communications culture will be, to borrow a phrase from David, complicated but possible. Our next president, Jeannie Bennett Bailey, is a consummate, talented water communications professional. She's the right person at the right time. And that brings me to the final theme I experienced everywhere I went as I traveled across the country and across the world in this role. The sense of optimism that's always been part of our culture and still is, even with the challenges we face. And the optimism is absolutely warranted because I've met and gotten to know many of our future leaders. I had the privilege of attending and judging a number of young professional and student competitions and meeting many of our newer members at events. They not only have the technical skills, but also the same passion that we brought to this profession. And more importantly, they bring sorely needed diversity to our workforce. And I'm not only referring to the traditional demographic diversity, but also diversity in ideas, opinions, and approach. They will be able to build on our strong foundation we built and effectively communicate to the world that tap water is not only safe, but actually better than a bottle that's been sitting on a truck in a warehouse for a week. They will find innovative ways to conserve and extend their water supplies. They'll find ways to keep water affordable to all. And as you enjoy these 3 days in Chicago, take some time to meet some of our younger professionals and some of our international visitors. I'll guarantee you'll benefit from their fresh perspective. And when you return home, and you're not leaving here without homework, think about how you incorporate this diversity into your workforce that you will need to meet and conquer the challenges ahead. So, thank you very much.